slave ship followed.
Yes, they do.
No slave was offloaded the ship till it got to the Caribbean. No hurricane jumps above water till it gets to the Caribbean. It will hit this country and go all the way up the East Coast, all the way to Maine. And then it turns right and go north. Canada is right across the street from Maine. Why don't they go into Maine? Because Canada never treated a black woman the way America did. It's a universal law. It's a universal law. When you see universal, then you know reading and writing is a violation of the universal God. It's heathenism. It's ungodly. It's unspiritual. How do you know that? Every time you get off the plane in Tokyo or Germany, you can't read a German newspaper or Japanese. A universal God ain't never made nothing to change when you cross a border. This planet was put together. There were no borders. There is no such thing as intelligence and smart. It's wisdom. And then this thug changed to smart and intelligent, something that he could grade, give you a test on, and humiliate you if you don't pass and make you feel good if you do.
Right.
If he could grade wisdom, he could build a pyramid, huh? This is what this game is about. And then we sit and we pick up this and this and this. And the way I look at it is I work in a steel mill where the temperature around my furnace gets up to 130. And so fast that the perspiration come out of me, it dries so my blue uniform is white. And then I leave there and I go to the packing house and shackle some hogs. That's my second job. And then I'm invited to a party to your house, so I go home and change clothes. I got me a Neiman Marcus suit I put on and come to the party, but I didn't take a bath. And everybody in the party is wondering who that is stinking, including me. That's America. America had nothing but changed her outfit. She's never taken a bath. And now all at once we come through and want to clean this wench up with a new outfit instead of giving this wench a bath. Then it's going to be a long time because I clean the outside. I got to clean your brain. So what we looking at, if you ever drove down the highway and you smell this dead skunk, skunk dead, all we smelling is the stench. That's what America is. We smelling the stench from a dead hoe. And we stupid enough to believe this wench is still alive. America dead. And you just smell the stench. That's all. So you can play all your games you want. You cannot rehabilitate this dead, trashy, impotent thug. And so this is what the game is. And so that new group of children, the indigo children, then came the crystal, and now this year comes the fifth child. And one of my granddaughters called me. She's a crystal. Granddad, I need to talk to you. Okay, girlfriend. They come. They don't eat no cooked food. Nothing with chemicals in it, huh? And this one that's seeking to come now, the fifth child, you might shoot that one and they keep coming. See, we're so entramped to what this white racist thug can do. And you know, one of the problems is black folks, you know, one day we need to apologize to white folks because the white folks you mad, that's the wrong white folks. They couldn't help you if they liked you. Did Hitler declare war on Africa? Did he declare war on white folks? Was World War I white folks jumping on black folks? Was World War II? See, we keep on to get all up in his face, huh? When Hitler talking about a perfect race, the misfits, he wasn't talking about us. He's talking about white folks. He was not talking about us. And so consequently, the real white folks know who we are. The real white folks know who the real white folks know who the Uncle Tom is. Not these punks, not these thugs. I don't know if I told you last week, because a lot of things I don't say on radio, a lot of things I know I would be stupid to say because I would discredit myself. And I'm not worried. My truth don't have to be validated by somebody digging. I got respect for my grandmother, huh? I got respect for my grandmother the same way I expect somebody to have respect for my 5-year-old grandchild. If she's sitting in a PhD class, don't run that game down on her. Do you realize nobody's talking about it because most of them are white? You got millions of white, handful of black, that's hooked to drugs, that's hooked to heroin, huh? Because we pushed them. Some folks didn't have the money, so I got a granddaughter. She did her last year in high school and also her first year in college. So now she go to college, she got 3 years. She get through that. And then she moves from there to master's degree. And I remember when I was in college, huh? Whew. It's a violation of God to be up 90 minutes after the sun go down. Try college, huh? 3, 4 o'clock in the morning study. You think they don't know that the real people that run this planet are not up 90 minutes after the sun go down, okay? It's a game. So what was I taking? No dose, no nods. Ain't no but drugs, huh? No dose, no nods. God know, I looked around one day, and this little precious granddaughter, ain't nothing she ever wanted for. She didn't have. She a heroin addict. And they all of us said, no. We pushed her into that. Huh? We pushed her into that. Oh, y'all were so proud when she did this, and so proud when she did that. We pushed her into that. The brain is not ready. How are you going to give me trigonometry when I haven't even finished arithmetic? The reason you don't hear about it is 98% of what I just said to you are white. Huh? All of us, her teeth start falling out, huh? Stone heroin addict. Where was they getting it? Oxycontin will make a fool out of heroin. That's when they was getting it on the internet. They had a pharmacist that you could just write into. You didn't have to go to no doctor.
Yes, they was.
And then once you get hooked.
You know the net.
And then you get out of college. And that little pimp money ain't there from the parents. And so now you come out in the street now and you get heroin. And I remember the time when every other crime, it was somebody stealing money so they can get them some drugs. They was killing people. And now this government got heroin out here so cheap you don't have to commit a crime to get high. They put it out there for you. All you want. When's the last time you saw somebody broke into somebody's house and stole and killed everybody because they was an addict, huh? It's a game. A game. You listen to black folks sit around and listen to somebody today talking about black on black crime. What is black on black crime? You white folk better listen to that. Well, we tired of black folk killing black folks. I tell my white friends, you better listen to that. We ain't saying we tired of them killing them. They tired of them killing black folks, and who be left? Black on black crime, huh? Who do you think killing Chinese in China tonight?
Chinese.
If we go to Italy tomorrow, who do you think killing Italians in Italy?
Italians.
And if 98% of all white folks that was murdered in America last year was murdered by white folks, if they ain't talking about white on white crime, how are you stupid enough to talk about black on black crime?
Exactly.
And so out of the graces, you're not even aware that it's thug. And I look at research where the CIA and the Defense Intelligence, they got chemicals they can drop on a stadium or drop in the front line of battle and turn you into a cannibal. Turn you into homosexual. Huh? That's where we are. In 1951, listen to this now, what they did to white folks. In 1951, they just had to come out with it and admit it. The CIA took a village outside of Paris and put chemicals in the wheat that they make their bread with. And that whole village, damn it, went mad, thinking they was airplanes jumping off mountains and shit. That's where they are. Huh? And then we so out of it spiritually, they drop it on us and we preaching like, oh, we got to go in here and do something about this violence in the black community. You're not qualified. You're not qualified. Crime, read this article to you. I was shocked they put in the paper. I've been knowing about it. I was shocked that's what in the paper. Crime linked to pollution. Polluted water can cause brain damage that turns ordinary people into violent criminals. So you think that's black thing, huh? Or you think they're hooking it up to the pipes, huh? Who said that? Roger Masters of Dartmouth College in Andover, New Hampshire. Listen to this. He compared crime figures from the FBI. See, the FBI keeps records of how many homicides happen in the black and Hispanic community because of pollution. Every month, they get a new one. And y'all running around there, I don't know what black folks are so, yeah, blah, 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 blah. He compared crime figures from the FBI with information on industrial discharge of lead and manganese. The body needs manganese, but once you get too much, you kill your mama. And they spray it in the black community at night while you sleep. Huh? And then you look at all these crime figures and all of that, and you think it's a black thing, huh? And you get on these radio shows. Radio shows is entertainment. What qualifies you to say it? Emotions? He found a link between pollution levels and murder, assault and robbery. Counties with the highest pollution level has a crime rate triple the nation's average, huh? They put in your food, huh? One soda pop changes your bloodstream. 10,000 acid. One soda pop changes your bloodstream with acid 10,000 times more than God meant for it to be. One soda pop changes the pH level. You'd have to drink 15 glasses of water to get it back to normal. It's a game. You know you got to be a heathen to play football or let a child play football. The most precious thing you got is inside your head, that brain. Huh? It's the brain that tells the heart to beat. It's the brain that's the traffic cop that sees the supply. Do you know your blood? You have 100,000 miles of blood vessels in your body. 100,000 miles, could reach around this planet Earth 4 times.
Mm-hmm. 4 times, yep.
And your blood make a complete cycle every 30 seconds, which means your blood is traveling 200,000 miles a minute. Huh? And they got you believing a jet plane is sad. They got you believing that somebody can reduce you down to a nigger.
Mm.
And so we run and buy this, and look at it, and you hit it. Love, 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 love. Love, love, love. You be whatever you want to be. Once you find out the most powerful force in history of America, the black woman in the black church.
Yep.
Yep. Talk about them if y'all want to. They don't make no difference. That's how messed up America is. Neither one of them had to be perfect for us to win this battle if we know who they are. I was there in the forefront of the civil rights movement, huh? I was there, man. 98% of the people at the forefront of that movement, the greatest movement in the history of the planet, had Reverend in front of their name before they had PhD. Reverend in front of their name before they had PhD, huh? Now, y'all play all the games you want with Islam and Saudi and all that. That's cool. But there's never been a warrior produced to go up against the mightiest nation in the history of the planet and won like we did. Talk your bullshit if you want to do it. The record's there. The record is there. Huh? King wasn't killed because of integration or segregation. King was killed because he became the first black person in the history of America to get in a position to determine public policy. Bill Cosby, he was the darling of white America. The darling. Oh, the Jello made $1 billion off of his commercials. They loved him so much, they had little white children hanging on his back eating tapioca out his ears. And Bill made a mistake, and he didn't understand white supremacy. So NBC, which is owned by General Electric, NBC decided they was going to sell. General Electric decided they were going to sell NBC, and Bill Cosby said, I want to buy. And he had the money and the connections. And the real white boy said, what did he say? All right, we'll punish him. Let's kill his son. His son's in California one night on the highway. And as he's coming off, he have a flat. Ain't nobody ever tried to rob somebody on the highway since Wells Fargo days. If they stop a stage, why you gonna stop a car? You started to death. Your job was to rob people on the highway. So it tells us he called this white woman. She showed up to help him change the tire. She had on high heel shoes, a mini skirt, and a mink coat. Does that sound like somebody helping you can change your tire? What Bill Cosby knows, and the pain he must go through, is he know that was the upper the line Mercedes. You got a flat, you just push the button, it changed his own tire. Okay. And then they told us that it wasn't robbery because Bill Cosby's son had $6,000 cash. He had his credit card, his cell phone. And 9 months later, they bust a Russian immigrant who lives in America. They busted him in Mexico City. When we checked it out, we find out. Right. No, I mean, they busted him here, but when we checked it out, we found out that he was in Mexico City that night. It's a game. It's a game. Huh? When Charles Barkley and all them thugs and Michael Jordan, by the way, Michael Jordan broke, huh? Michael Jordan gambled all his stuff. And the same thing with, what's it, Donald Trump? Donald Trump ain't got no money. That's the front. They put a white boy out there and make all them white boys think that you can be as obnoxious as him and be a billionaire. Trump ain't got no money, man. Don't some of y'all out there remember when Trump bought the Eastern Shuttle? He lost it. The game they play. Huh? So it was the job of Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan to deliver Tiger Woods to the MGM Grant. Huh? The 35th floor. He was losing $10 million a night, okay? And he didn't suspect nothing because them other 2 thugs were sitting there playing cards and they would win every now and then. And the thugs, the people that ran, when they beat what's come up and when they split it, they get him a percentage, huh? And you remember the time when Tiger Woods could outplay God? And then for 18 months he couldn't win a major? Well, let's look at the math. I lose $10 million tonight. I'm going to come play in your golf tournament. And I win. I make $1.5 million. I still owe you $8.5 million. So this is, son, here's what you do. Just don't play the game. Don't qualify. Just don't show up. We'll give you $30 million, huh? That's what that was about, huh? Kobe Bryant, shaving points, huh? Then he got upset and said, I'm not going to do that no more. And he went into Denver, Colorado to get knee surgery. Now, here's a prime player in the history of basketball. Make more money in 1 hour than most folk make all year. And he told me the day he goes to have that major surgery on his knee, he got sex on his mind. He's the guy gets sex any way he want to get it. But he got surgery, multi-million-dollar knee. Oh, that's why we punish you. Boy, when you tell us you're not going to do something. And remember, Had he not changed his mind and said he will, he'd be in jail now. And the minute he changed his mind and said, okay, they treat that white girl like the devil spit. I said, yeah, but meanwhile, while we was checking her vagina about this Kobe Bryant rape, we found 3 other different types of sperms in her, which had happened within 30 minutes. So that means, okay, all right. Okay, Kobe, thank you. Okay, put her in jail. It's a game, huh? And so when you sit and you stop and think, Muhammad Ali, they couldn't get him to throw no fight, so they got everybody else around him. They got Sonny Liston to throw the fight. That's the way Muhammad Ali's going to beat Sonny Liston. And Sonny was so angry that he had to do that. When Ali was drawing his hand back, Sonny fell. That didn't affect white folk. They said, call it the phantom punch. They said Sonny was knocked out 2 blows before, but he was still on his feet. Hello, come on, y'all. And when they got over there, the Thriller, in the jungle, how Ali going to beat George Foreman. So they got George Foreman to lay down, and they resisted it. And those of you fight fans, remember, they postponed the fight for a week because they still negotiating. So George Foreman's manager said, okay, you give me $500,000. And they gave it to him, and 2 weeks later they found him dead in Oakland. Now George Foreman finally wrote a book and said, what happened? They put some stuff in his water, and he felt his body getting weak. And Angelo Dante, come on, y'all, give me a break, huh? This is what this is about. This is what this is about. And to show you how they feel, Ali was the greatest human specimen since Rome, since the gladiators. And they took a little chubby white boy named Stallone that wasn't even in shape. And he did a movie called Rocky, and the one movie made more money than all of Ali's fights. You go around the world and say, who's the greatest heavyweight champion? Well, Rocky, huh? And one of the thrilling fights, the Thrilling Manila. What was his name out of Philly? Y'all help me. Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier lived in Philly. One of the great fighters. Oh, they got a statue of Rocky in Philly, but they haven't got one of Joe Frazier. Y'all crazy. Hollywood. I remember when Bob Marley, the office called, give me $40,000 to be his opening act. Well, Bob Marley was so hip, man. I would have worked it for free, but it was one little thing involved. It was at Harvard University Yard. Huge concert. And I turned it down, and Bob Marley was so beautiful and so lovable. He make more money in one day with a concert than I make all year. He got on a plane and flew to see me. Humble, Mr. Gregory. I'm just so sorry. My office said you didn't want to work with me. I just wanted to come and just said, I'm sorry, what have I done? I said, you probably don't even know. That even makes it worse. You did a song of praise in the Buffalo Soldiers, and you didn't know them thugs was the black folks in the cavalry who they sent west to kill off the buffaloes to starve the Indians to death. Like the greatest black college on the planet is Howard University. Howard University is named after a white General Howard who become famous for killing Indian children. Huh? Come on now. Huh? Come on, y'all. And so when you stop and think of this whole, and so the universe, looked. Booker T. Washington, he said, these Negroes don't need to be nothing but janitors. And just teach us how to do manual stuff. And the white folks loved him, he thought. New York Times, y'all can punch that up. New York Times did a front page editorial. Last time you see that front page, talk about how Booker T. Washington comes to New York from the South. He's the president of Tuskegee and flaunts his white women. You thought they like you, huh? And then he gets an invitation, paid him to come to upstate New York to speak. And at that time, Negro couldn't stay in a hotel, so this white man that brought him up there let him stay in his house. This white dude claimed he caught Booker T. Washington peeping through a keyhole at 3 o'clock in the morning, looking at his wife. And he beat him so bad, 2 weeks later he died back in Tuskegee, and they're so embarrassed they never want to tell anybody what happened to him, huh? So play your games. Play them fast, but recess is over. And this is a game, huh? Look at their codes. The one they really couldn't handle was Jack Johnson. That's when he was going 75 rounds, man, with bare fists. Yes. And he was the greatest. Because, see, the heavyweight thing is a sex symbol. And you had white women lined up, and you married one of them, and old white boys in the Senate said, let's pass legislation. We'll get him. He goes into Canada with his white wife all the time. So they put a bill on the law called the White Slavery Law. The Mann Act. To take a woman across state lines for immoral purposes. So one of the senators said, but that's his wife. Any white woman that would marry a nigger is a hoe. So they said, well, we'll put it on the books. And then soon when we get him and bust him, we'll take it off. And they meant that. And that's what got Tiger Woods all caught up. Tiger Woods had to win 4 more to tie Jack Nicklaus and 5 to win. And they brought him in and said, boy, you know you carried that white woman to Switzerland, to Sweden to see your game? It's white slavery. Boy, want to go to jail? Oh, no, sir. Well, you try not to win no more. And last week everybody thought he going to win. Oh, the Jack Johnson law, they forgot to take it off, so that's what they used. They didn't take it off. They meant to, but they didn't. And then they showed you the story of Jack Johnson called King Kong. Do you ever forget King Kong? Those of y'all haven't seen, go see it. See King Kong on top of the Empire State Building with that white woman in his hand. He a gorilla. That's how they looked at him, as a gorilla with that little precious white lady. And why did it take place in New York? Why a gorilla in New York? Ain't no trees in New York. The Lord, there ain't no bananas. What was in New York to symbolize that? Madison Square Garden, the boxing capital of the world. The codes, just look at the codes, huh? And that thing wins, man. That thing, I mean, it's mean. And so, me and Bob Marley hooked up, and I just loved his being humble. Not to me, he's just a humble person. So we hooked up and become good friends. And when that little granddaughter of mine, Granddad, I need to talk to you about my mama, which is your daughter. That's how them crystals talk. How long she been crazy? I said, how old are you? I'm 6 years old. I said, well, you can't claim credit for running her crazy. Crazy long before you was born. Come on, girlfriend, I got to run and get a plane. What you need to talk about? Well, she wants me and my brothers and sisters to say thanks and yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am. And I said, I'm going to talk to Granddaddy first. I said, go tell your mother. I said, she a fool. Nobody say thanks but a chump. A person with no spirit. Yeah, tell her to pull out her Christian Bible and see if Jesus ever said thanks. Tell her to pull out her Christian Bible and see if God ever told you to say thanks. It says, humble yourself, huh? It's easy. The mom will tell you thanks and blow your car. Humbility don't tolerate that, okay? Wow. Humbility. Humble yourself, huh? And so the whole game. They told you a little child will lead them, huh? And so I'm in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and white folks, Hey, Mr. Gregory, we're so glad you're here. I know you know about the Aztec calendar. I say, come on, y'all waste my time. Y'all ain't never listen to what a Mexican says. Come on, white folk, give me a break. These Mexicans have been dead for 1,400 years. You don't listen to Mexicans now. Please. The Aztecs. I met with the Aztecs, with the #1 track of blood. About 5 years ago, some Indians brought me, and the sister came, so you got to come. Someone want to honor you. And it was that track of blood, just like I was meeting a Dogon. I was meeting a Moor, huh? He couldn't speak English, and I couldn't speak whatever Aztecs talk. But he brought me 2 crystal skulls, and they made me an elder. Wow. And it was, so they said, you care everything? I said, I like some watermelon. I was up in West Point, Texas. And they got 2 trucks of watermelon pulled up. I didn't know that's how they treat elders. You gotta be careful what you ask for when you're an elder. And, so the Aztec calendar, right now, the crystal skull, you look at the skull. None of your computers would work. If it wasn't for crystal. That's the memory. That's why them white folks all over the world, they down there in them caves down there trying to find a way to make them crystal talk. Then they find out about the creation and billions of dollars. Huh? They got trains run from California. That's about 15 years old now. From California to New York in 48 minutes. They got one runs underwater. From New York to Europe in 58 minutes. What? With your tax money, huh? My friends brought it to me. I didn't know there was aliens. I thought it was a white boy. So I said, black folks, y'all better be careful. Y'all think y'all won't believe it. Y'all better be careful. Because I'd asked the white boys who will, when they come to pay me a visit this week, will I be able to get on the ship? And he said, sure. He didn't say, let me check. So I said, little puny white boy, play a little flute. Y'all better be careful out there in the park. You be even jumped on something. So they gave me a book. And I started seeing things was incredible. But that's what this is about. Y'all think y'all here by yourself? And this white boy think he got it all by... The reason this white dude, the real, I ain't talking about these little chumps y'all know. The real one. See, white ain't a color for attitude. If you ain't got trillions of dollars in the bank, you know, you can't have attitude. That's why I say y'all wrong. That's the wrong people. Queen Elizabeth, that's my type of white folks. She makes $360 million every 24 hours, just interest on her money. Now, them be white folks, and they don't play. She ain't godly, she ain't spiritual, but she don't lie. She say, we're going to war to protect our interests. You mean that as an interest, huh? My queen. But the interesting thing about my Queen Elizabeth, see, a democracy is a system where the least among us participate on how they're going to be governed. You don't have to go to Harvard and read all that old crap about what a democracy is. A republic is where a handful of elite, aristocratic old men determine what's good for all of us. So now, it's just easy. A democracy, is where the least of us determine how we're going to be governed. Everybody participates. A republic, is where a handful of elite, aristocratic men. Okay, those of y'all that's listening to me, do me a favor. Raise your right hand. Come on, raise your hand, boy. And repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Hello? They put it right in your face. This is a republic. That's why they pass laws and say you can put any amount of money you want to put into a campaign. Nobody's going to do a damn thing about it. This is a republic. We run this. And then white supremacy. I mean, them Hollywood movies. The number one killer of young black folks in Jamaica, as we talk right now, is not drive-bys or crack or drunk and drive. It's bleaching cream. Bleaching cream, huh? They're trying to get legislation out passed to keep that mean bleaching cream that comes out of Germany. Then you go to Jamaica, they say, I'm like, come on, man, stop that monitor. Y'all don't even own one major hotel in this whole country. Y'all around here talking black, huh? Bleaching cream, huh? The number one killer of Chinese women in China is bleaching cream. That the white supremacy teacher there, yellow ain't enough, huh? Yellow ain't enough, huh? And so, take the information. And like you said, man, you can get it from anywhere. There's a whole lot of people that have it, but they don't give it to you because you haven't qualified. I had black folk come up to me when I went on my first 40-day fast. So come up and see them on the corner all the time. I never seen them drinking or cussing or nothing, but they was just on the corner. Never had a job. Don't nobody work but a fool. It's a violation of God to work, huh? The richest people on the planet, they never had a job. Queen Elizabeth, they never had a job. Prince Charles, one of the richest white boys on the planet, he never had no job. You got more intelligence in your baby finger than he got in his hole. And if we gonna walk around saying, I'm in the black community, ain't no black man at home. Well, we ain't home when we home. Jack the Ripper had a mother and father at home, huh? Mm-hmm. Jack the Ripper. So when you stop and think about them awful things we say about black women, the problem is, I ain't with you, huh? Them scientists that put the nuclear bomb together and changed the rhythm of the planet, you can't get no more family value than the mafia, you thugs, huh? Mamma mia. Go to church every morning and say communion. Father, I killed last night. Please forgive me quick because I got 10 more I got to kill for lunch. Forgive me. And then you black folks, all y'all gonna sit around and want to use God as a pit bull. You ought to be your God to take care of him. Come on, God ain't no pit bull. Now y'all sit around talk and let your children go to war and kill people that ain't never done nothing to you but a white cop shoot your mother in the back and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. Come on, y'all, stop playing these games, huh? Huh? Do you know how many thousands of black cops we have in America? Have you ever turned on the phone or turned on the news, the TV, and see a white family cry because these 3 black cops shot my husband and my son and my daughter in the back of the head 14 times? What do you think? How come you think black folks don't do that? You think they more spiritual? You think the cops are better trained? No. They got enough sense to know the white folks ain't gonna tolerate it, huh? So y'all come and talk all that trash and talk all that stuff. You tolerate anything if you get through talking trash. Why? Because when you accept injustice, you become unjust. When you live with filth, you become filthy. And if you go past a paper mill, you never smell nothing that stinks like a paper mill. But the people who work there don't smell nothing. We black folk been working with this hole for so long, we don't smell nothing. We don't even smell death flipping up on us, huh? So y'all go on and talk stuff. And you better do it quick and you better do it fast because recess is just about over. And so somewhere, you just ask yourself a couple of questions. Black folks is 12% of a nation that's almost 300 million people. We 12%. And 87% of everybody in America that should be on kidney dialysis machines, just black folks, their numbers don't bother you. Y'all think y'all talking stuff, and you gonna say, well, coming to black, you gonna qualify. What blows your kidneys out? And don't say it's a black thing. They don't have kidney down gene in Africa. Not because they do, but they don't need them. What blows your kidney out? Fear, paranoia, and anguish. Angry. You do number 10 of your kidneys. So what you need to straighten out? No. What cools your liver out? Awareness and gentleness. Awareness and gentleness. Awareness and gentleness, okay? Awareness and gentleness. So when I can enslave you and run you through this stuff and take your God and switch it with mine, and you get hostile and mean and bitter, you ain't messing with nobody's living kidney and brain. That heart is so important. When I put evilness and meanness in my heart, that blood comes out your heart and circulates all the way around your body, including your toenails, and that's what you send through your body, hating up on this punk, this thug, What cools your liver out? Awareness and gentleness, That's what all the churches said. I'd never been to no black church where they said, pick up your gun and go get them, even if they had guns. Because most folks don't know a gun and a Bible in the same house, but you put the gun and you cancel the Bible out. Awareness and gentleness. Liver. My liver. What blows it out? Cirrhosis of the liver. Oh, anger, rage, depression. Anger, rage, depression. What cools your liver out? Kindness, and balance. Oh, you can't be kind, so you take all them old dirty pills, all them old nasty pills that the pharmacists give you that tell you they have side effects, including death. Lung, why do you got so much asthma? Why you got so much asthma? What do they call that? Grief? Sadness and shame. Shame. What? Grief? Man, I went to funerals and nobody told me grief was real. Yeah, grief. Grief is a violation of God, especially if it goes over 40 days. I moved to Coretta King the last 12 years of her life. She never ate nothing but raw food. What killed her? Grief. White boy played Superman. He had an accident riding a horse. He eventually paralyzed and he died. And 18 months later, his wife died from lung cancer. So she didn't smoke. She didn't know grief. Grief. Asthma, grief. Y'all always grieving. Sadness, shame. You got to be ashamed to let somebody else control your fate and destiny. All you black folks, y'all need to stop saying, our community. You ain't never had a community. A community is where you control your banks, your economics, You control your police. You control your education. You don't control nothing. That's why it's called a hood, a neighborhood. What's a hood? You control your face and you're ashamed of something. And when they get ready to execute you, they're ashamed of what they're doing. So they hide your face so they can't see you. Hood. The Ku Klux Klan, as much as they thought God called them, they were hood because they were ashamed. They didn't know it. Their spirit knew it. Hood. You live in a hood. A hood where a cop can come in and throw that grandmother away in Atlanta. Went to the wrong house. 92-year-old grandmother. And we had a black man, a black police chief, and they sided with the white boys. Until that black daughter, black sister, thank you, and the black reverend went to the boy's house with kindness and balance, gentleness. And he broke down and said, yeah, the cops came knocked on my door and said they just killed a black woman by mistake, and they needed me to say I had bought drugs from her. And then he went and held a press conference. Not the black mayor, not the black police chief. Got him. The sister, the brother. And then all Atlanta was shamed for a few minutes, So you black folks let your children go to war to fight for this dirty wench. And you think you won't be punished, I ain't talking about God. I'm talking about the universal order. And brag about it, Yeah, Tony's God, was he a good soldier? Look at the medals. What they don't tell you is when the prisoners of war was coming back from Germany to the POW camps here. They didn't put them up north. They put them in the south to punish them white folks. Put them in the south. And when they was coming back from they had black MPs and white MPs that was guarding them. When the troop train stopped on their way to the POW camp, the white German soldiers and the white guards with them could get off the train and go in the restaurant and eat like human beings. The black that was guarding them had to stand outside and eat like they were dogs, And that didn't bother them, didn't bother you, Go ahead, play your games. And then when they got to the POW camps within a week, the Germans was calling the black soldiers, nigger. They learned it from the white boys. Can you imagine a Jew being stupid enough to go to war with Hitler and the Nazis, kill people and guarantee them rights that you don't have yourself? Yeah, I wish you Negroes would listen to that little Christian song, Amazing Grace, who black folks love it.